Good. How are you, sir? So good.
Yes, it is. Notice we didn't say good. See, for my, I'm ready. Just like this.
Bring your highlighter. Check these off. Good. You got a pen there.
Washington 88.
Hey.
It's all lowercase.
She checked April, so we can't change it. We'll look on the next one.
No, she said we could change it, because I talked to her too, because Stephanie was asking me, so that's why I sent the email, and I asked April about it, she said it was all good to go.
Okay, everybody please stand. Call the meeting to order. Say a prayer. Preston, would you?
Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and your blessing, Heavenly Father, and just thank you for Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Preston.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Approval of the agenda. Lady Musketeers up from items to consider. Put them up front.
just so y'all know, they're trying to get you to go back to school. So I'll second that motion.
All right. All right. You got to think. Yes. Go for it. Would you ladies, coaches, managers, please stand? Here's Washington County, Indiana, recognizing and honoring as champions the 2026 Eastern High School Lady Musketeers basketball team. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana recognizes the merit and value of lessons learned and youth through sports, and whereas success in sports, like success in life, results from a combination of hard work, intensity, desire, teamwork, support from peers and families, support from community, and the grace of God. Whereas the Eastern High School Lady Musketeers achieved success in the 2026 State 2A basketball championship. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Washington County, Indiana formally wish families and to express the pride that Washington County has in them for their accomplishments as a team. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Washington County, Indiana, that the 2026 Eastern High School Lady Musketeers basketball team comprised of the following members: Haley Trainer, Cindy Burton, Allie Huntsmeyer, Addison Smith, Catherine Howner. Did I say that right? Yeah. Okay. Avery Smith, Amber Bronner, Ashley Johansmeyer, Eliza Sterrett, Bruce Shear, Sophie Gibson, Assistant Coach Michael Batt, Assistant Coach Madeline Dubin, Assistant Coach Jennifer Morse, Head Coach Taylor Drury. These ladies should not only be recognized for their athletic achievements this past basketball season, but honored along with their families for the thrills they brought us as fans, the example they set by their virtues of hard work, intensity, persistence, sportsmanship, and teamwork, and for the pride they have given all of us in Washington County, Indiana. For all these things, we recognize their achievements and today pronounce them champions. You ladies want to come forward, and we have some flowers.
Where do we need to go? Thank you. Would you guys come over here and take a picture? You guys want to take a picture?
Yes. If there's room. Well, good. What do you want us to do?
They have a
Now don't sit down.
I'm not going to say that. Let's move you guys over.
Or wait, no, for that, there you go. Tony? Okay.
All right, one more. All right, cool beans, thank you.
Get out of the way. I didn't want the picture.
Thank you. Thank you. Proud of you. Thank you.
Not, no.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay? Okay. Okay, so I'm here this morning because I would like to ask how the county decides projects for items. Specifically, I've been through minutes and there's been very little disclosed from this body or the county council. However, I received money way more than it was ever discussed.
Oh, Mike, closer to your mouth, please.
Okay.
Okay. Now, say it again, says Mark.
Okay. Have approved us for 1.2.
Are we talking about basically the 4-H project?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What specifically do you need to know? I've got a,
Well, so I would like to know how we got there.
how we got where.
How does this county even determine what project to be submitted for ready funding?
24,
24.
23, 24. These, if you're familiar with the RDA and how that works.
Somewhat. I've asked those questions.
Okay, it's funded by the Indiana Economic Development
Yes, sir.
Corporation. Excess funds, when the excess funds, they created regional development authorities, which we joined back in 2000. Clark, Floyd, Madison, Washington, and Scott. There's a 5-member board. One delegate from each county represents the RDA. They hold monthly meetings. Have you ever been to a meeting?
I have not, but
Okay.
my understanding is this county has representation at that, so that's also part of my question.
Yes.
Why does that person or persons, because there are several people from this county that sit on these different boards,
Yes.
but they do not come to the meetings to tell us what's going on and where
Well,
we are?
probably because there's not much going on. So
Would beg to differ. It started-
let me finish. I'll go through the whole thing,
Okay,
and then that way, you know, you won't have to be asking question after question. So, okay, so then, what happens then? The RDA, we have these, they have meetings. They came around for site visits. We submitted, if the mayor was here, he could tell you that
He's here.
you submit, you submit or turn down on. We asked them for help for the new highway department project. They said they were trying to steer clear of things like this, wanted to focus more on childcare, housing, youth development type things. So we also submitted a new 4-H building. So that went through and they did approve that. We have to match the $1.2, and those matches achieved in kind. In other words, for instance, the mayor helped us out here. It's too much to repair it. That's with help of the mayor, that was used as match money. So the project is still in limbo. In March or February, your husband came to a meeting and asked about the bidding process on these projects. It's not been put out for bid yet. At that time, we told him that bids would be released in June. That was in 2025. What happened was there was an election. We got a new governor. The governor wanted to put all these projects under a microscope, so he did a forensic. Instead of starting this project back last year when we would have liked to, it's been delayed, and it's basically a year behind schedule. So the final approval will be going through the audit probably in the next couple months, and hopefully we can get started on it after the fair this year. This was in several meetings, and this is where we're at now, just waiting on the state.
Have we as commissioners ever approved this project?
Not since you were here.
I don't think it was approved prior to that too, because I've pretty much kept up with things.
It was approved.
And start when it first come about. See what I mean?
Or just be on. I'm not against it by no means,
No,
but
it sounds
once
like
again, following proper procedures would pretty much clear up a lot of the issues we have here.
So that's kind of where I am. Like,
I do know there's some documentation that.
Are you opposed to this project?
No, sir, I just said I'm not opposed to this
So
project.
it
I
was
don't
a-
understand how we got here.
It
though.
was approved. We submitted a grant.
Okay, who is we?
The county. The county submitted.
The county as the Washington County Commissioners, or the county as the council, or the county as the
The
growth
county.
partnership?
The county as a whole, you know.
But it comes from a specific entity, so what entity submitted it?
The county was, the commissioners, everyone was aware of this.
I don't know how everyone was aware of this. I've been through the old minutes, so I have a timeline of what was said in these meetings, and Tony is correct, it was never actually asked, do we want to do this? It was just said, this is what we're doing. So according to the documents, the original submission was for $358,000 total billed. The ready request was $286,000, leaving the county short $71,000. As of March 20th of 2026, the total cost is now $1,756,000 and $1,756,058. The grant is $1 million.
That's right.
Leaves the difference of $556,000 for this county to come up with.
That's right. and we've already said.
But none of that's been discussed here, that's my question. Who talks about this? It's not been discussed at the council
It was
meeting?
discussed at the council meeting. We set aside out of our investments, and I know this has been over a year ago. I can pull up the minutes, a council meeting, I was here, and I requested, I think, $300,000 with a signature page from over a year, and it's in the council minutes.
Okay, yes, sir, you're right, $300,000,
So-
but we're short $556,000.
The rest of the matching funds are going to be in-kind payment. What the mayor did to do the demolition of the old pool,
Which was about $42,000.
okay? There are several things. There's gonna be a little paving. We've gotta do some sewer upgrades, which we're gonna pay out of edit funds, which is gonna be probably around 30,000, which,
That's what you're talking about, doing all this other work. Who's approved that?
we have.
Who is we?
The commissioners, we have.
That's
Ah,
not
this-
in any
this
of
one
the
has it.
records. That's not in any of the minutes.
There are day-to-day things that go on in this county, maintenance-wise. They need attention pretty,
Okay, but we went from a project that started out at $358,000 to now $1.7 million.
that
And that's
includes
not-
all of
That's
them.
not minor maintenance. Those are things that should be discussed.
Those are in-kind dollars.
No, sir. Your grant went from.
You don't understand.
I
I'm
do
sorry.
not understand. That's why I'm here asking the questions, because we don't understand, because we're not kept informed of these things.
Any action taken by a commissioner outside of the meeting needs to be ratified at any meeting.
These things were done years ago. We've been working on this for 3 years.
That's the point, because you've been working on it that long, but the public is completely unaware of what's been going on.
Everybody's got my phone number, they've got his phone number, they've got Tony's phone number,
So a
they've got...
taxpayer should
Yeah.
call you personally
They
to
can.
ask what's going on instead of you presenting it here at these
Have we,
meetings. Isn't
did
that
I
what
just
you're
not get
for?
through telling you that the $300,000, I can pull up the council minutes from a year ago? I don't know how much more transparency do you want?
That how did this project go from $358,000 to almost $1.8 million to begin with?
Excuse me? What'd you say?
It's the same question I had when I started. This project started at $358,000. Then why did the Ready grant go from a request of $286,000 to $1.2
I'll tell you what.
million?
I would be happy to speak with you after the meeting and...
I don't want to speak after the meeting. I
explain.
would like for you to explain to taxpayers, all of us here and those watching and listening, how this process works, that how we even get here.
This
You stated
is
already.
not a question and answer session. This is your public comment if you've got anything else to say.
Okay, so I
I'm
do have other
I'm
things to
happy
say.
to meet
You
you.
I
stated,
think the 3 minutes is up.
well, you didn't put me on a timer and.
We did.
it's-
We
Well,
did.
it's been back and forth, so I didn't actually get my 3 minutes.
Your 3 minutes was part of that back and forth. And I know you've got a lot of, it sounds like really good questions, but there's also a lot of other people here that have really important issues to address. And so I think he's made himself available after the meeting to sit down and try to figure out some of these issues, which are all very, very important. But if we did this for everybody, we'd be here all day. It's a great thing, and we're very blessed to have it.
Can someone introduce you?
I'm Steve Langdon. I'm filling in for April Geltmaker. I work at, she's an attorney at my office. So we appreciate the public comment. It's vital to a functioning democracy. You've done a great job of presenting yourself available to discuss it further.
Well,
thank
I got a few comments on that since she brought it up. She he actually emailed me the whole packet that's been sent, and there's letters in there as late as March that has the letterhead of the commissioners on it. My name's on them. I was on an email, not receiving the information I should be. And there's people sitting in this room has called and told me that they have received this and telling me heads up that he is withholding the information. I don't know if you've been receiving. Anything.
democracy a couple of times. And so I'd like to make a distinction that the United States of America is not a democracy, it's a representative republic. A democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. And personally, I'm sick and tired of being one of the sheep and y'all being the wolves. So, there are factions in this county that have attempted to shut me up. And I would like to remind people that when you become a public official, of course, you're going to draw the ire for your actions from the public, and that you are held to a higher standard. We certainly want to make sure that people's First Amendment rights are respected, and that people have the right and recognized right to criticize public officials. And so today. So, Ira, you have been working with April on the public records requests that I've made. It's been about 63 days now. Do you have an update for me? Great, thank you. Do you have an update for me?
It's not open for public comment. It's not an answer.
Okay, so by silence, we're going to recognize that the auditor of this county has ignored my question, refusing to answer it. I sent multiple emails.
Yeah.
I made.
Just real quick, you gotta be careful about throwing accusations. That's not what this is saying. This is saying this is a public comment opportunity, but it's not.
I'm asking a question, but
She has open office hours and you can go ask that question.
so where is it written that it is somehow inappropriate or outside the rules to ask the questions?
You've got 19 seconds left.
18, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You got 5.
I think it's an absolute tragedy that this
fees, penalties, so that this sale can take place, so that the property can be sold to a new owner, and in our particular case, it's going to actually be gifted to a new owner, and then that property will come back onto the assessment rolls of the city and the county, actually the assessment rolls of the county, because it's county property taxes. And the owner at that point will be responsible for taxes in the future, and those taxes hopefully will be paid by the owner in the future. So it will return the property to a productive use here within the county, and the county will be able to actually acquire roof taxes on that property. That petition before you, what we would suggest is you could either act on the petition now, or the sale is going to take place at 10 o'clock. If you want to make your action contingent upon the city being the successful bidder, you could do it that way. And we could notify you of whether we are or are not the successful bidder. So that's what we have for you. And I'd be glad to answer 2 questions because I need about 5 minutes.
You know, I got concerns. I mean, investigating myself, and I actually talked to yesterday. We cannot relieve the taxes on this until the municipality within our county owns the property.
That would be the second option. I said that if you wanted to wait until after the sale and make it contingent on the city being the successful bidder, you could do that.
I understand that, but I'm not gonna walk down that line on anything, on ethics or whatever. I'm gonna be on the side of moral compass and judgment. And so I think if you guys are the successful bidder on that, then you probably ought to come back at that point where we can relieve it at that point. And that makes it totally lawful at that point. I have also talked to the lawyer with SRI, and he explained it to me in such that matter also.
You want to wait until 10:15? That's fine with me.
I mean, to me, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm not going to.
No.
No offense against nobody, but
Recess.
proper procedures on anything, and that's what gets us as a board in trouble.
I agree. I mean, it could be passed contingent upon the sale. I think that's fine, or you can recess
Recess.
and come back.
We'll come back.
And
no
you
problem.
can do that. Both are perfectly fine under the law.
Yep. Any other questions?
Done.
Hopefully I'll see you in
Said
about
my
15
piece.
minutes.
You make a motion for one or the other.
Is that what you want us to do? You want us to just come back? I've got no problem with it.
If you're okay with that, let's just do it that way.
We'll go do it.
Okay?
It's fine.
You all right?
Sorry to inconvenience you, but.
No, it's not inconvenience. I gotta bring him back downtown.
This been laying out for a while. I mean, what the heck, even 2 weeks would even at this point
Yep.
matter, you know, where we make sure everybody's on the same page and it's everything lawful and we can cross no ethically.
That's fine. No problem.
Thank you.
See you
Glad all you
later.
want, Tom.
It's a recess.
Thank you.
Well, there might be a close landowner there that might be bidding on it beside the city too.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Ready?
Don't have too much for you, just a quick update of what we're up to. The road crews are out spraying poison hemlock, patching potholes. The mechanics are getting the tractors ready for mowing. The bridge crew is working on updating our small structure inventory. And we just completed a pretty significant erosion control project on Sparksville Cross with concrete that have been damaged in the last high water event. We get a high water, the new road down there, you know what I'm talking about, Sparksville Crossing, ended up being a dam built across the field basically, and every time it fills up, the water goes over, and it takes the riprap out into the farmer's field, and we have to replace it, and it's just never ending. So this time we put a concrete cap, part of it already had it, put a concrete cap farther up the road, replaced the riprap and covered it over, so hopefully it holds in there for a while. It's a longer term solution.
Good.
That's all I've got for you.
So how many miles of road you got to mow?
Do what?
How many miles of road you got to
Oh,
mow?
that, getting close to 780, and then lane miles, so probably 1550. If you count both sides of the road, that's about 1,550 miles.
How many times you got to mow?
And minimum of 4. Some of the gravels we skip once in a while, and some of them will hit more than 4 times.
So how much in fuel? How much in fuel? I do for it.
I mean, the whole tank of fuel per day, you're probably looking at 20, 25 gallon there, if they run on. Good, we replaced them, 2 years ago. A lot of people think, their old 40-20 John Deere that they've had for 40, 50, 60 years, that our tractors ought to last like that. But when you figure the mileage, like most John Deeres don't have, 10,000 miles on them. So there's a lot of bearings and a lot of shafts and stuff that just get worn out.
What about the brush hog itself?
We're back to the little side disc mowers. They're pretty good. We replaced them last year. They're good for about 2 years. Before that's a lot of hay fields when you try to compare it to farm use.
Yeah.
So all I got for you.
Appreciate all your work.
No problem.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Well, at this point, I ask April, but I won't do that to you.
She has nothing to report, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Kyra?
Don't have anything.
Well, we've got a couple of people on the council here. Got anything for us?
No, I have nothing.
Well,
We recess.
Make a motion, we recess.
I got a question for Stephanie. Where's the status of your ordinance that you, on your sign ordinance?
It was supposed to be read at the meeting. I guess it's gonna be done after
Well,
election.
we were making some corrections, and of course with April not being here, I'm not sure.
Well, I talked to her yesterday. She said, as far as her end, it was good to go.
Have you got a copy of it?
No, I do not have a copy of it.
I didn't talk to her about this.
Okay. The big issue was really the fairgrounds, Stephanie. I think I mentioned this in the last meeting, but there was a reason the 2022 ordinance didn't do fairgrounds. Now, this has nothing to do with the polling place I'm talking about, because that's kind of your jurisdiction. Whatever the state says about signs or people, however many feet from the polling location, that's your thing, that's your wheelhouse. What I was speaking to was the rest of the grounds. When you have probably, literally dozens and dozens of events at the fairgrounds over the course of the year, goat shows, sheep shows, cattle shows, pig shows, chicken shows, vendors coming in. Sometimes there's flea markets. We want to limit signs on county property at the fairgrounds because everybody's always wanting to put a sign up. It's kind of a different animal compared to, say, the courthouse grounds. We don't want signs on the courthouse. When there's so many activities going on, we wanted to make sure that number one, if somebody put a sign up and we had a rule that said you couldn't put a sign up on fairgrounds property, number one, who's going to enforce it, because it would drive, so.
The October 2022 ordinance, that's how it is right now.
Yes.
That's why April specified political signs just
Okay,
24 hours before, 24 hours after, she
Yeah.
specified the political side.
yeah,
So it didn't take a blanket of all signs, as it states now.
that's
Yeah, right
fine.
now it's no signs, so it's no goat show signs, no sheep signs, I mean, just, there's no signs whatsoever.
So the current one says that there's absolutely no sign.
No signs whatsoever on any
And
county
your
property.
version of it was just limited to no political signs.
Correct. It's
So you're
specified.
actually helping Todd out in this sense.
Right, because.
Right.
The county board hearings were in
Helping me.
24 was because of.
And if you want to keep signs there, and I understand what you said, and I 100% agree with you. So with her new revision on the ordinance, it's protecting what you said, but keeps the political aspect out of it.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Because right now, it's no signs
Yeah.
whatsoever
Right.
on county property, regardless of what kind of sign it is.
okay.
I did meet with April, but I'm so sorry. It's one of those that
That's okay.
I apologize.
Yeah, you're
It-
thrown under the
Okay,
bus.
so
Steve.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, just wanted to make that understood that we will allow signs down there, except for political.
But right now,
Right now, October of 2022, your ordinance is currently in effect now, is no signs whatsoever on any county property.
But it doesn't mention the fairgrounds.
any county property, that's a
The
blanket.
fairgrounds is owned by the county.
But all the other locations are, reason the fairgrounds are left out, so that's being corrected. So when April gets back, we'll read it and approve it.
I apologize. I just didn't know.
No worries, this is normal business.
Do what?
Are we gonna get a county highway garage update? Mr. Eckerd's here.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Haven't heard about it.
It's not on the agenda. It's not on the agenda.
Well, I say we can, I mean, if Phil called him up too.
That's fine. I'm just saying. It wasn't on the agenda. That's okay.
When you, you're special.
Had a walkthrough with Phil and Ronnie Boyles and Tom Boyle with the city. They get a couple punch list items, which we started on yesterday to take care of. Hinder lighter on the fuel system, that line with I didn't take care of. He's been talking to, I always get this guy's name on, Todd Abernathy, I think he's the fire marshal.
Yes, he's state fire marshal.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
You can talk to
He's a
him
friend of Tony's, yeah.
to,
Oh, yeah, hell, I thought he was a friend of yours, Todd.
last items there. They do want to know when the fuel will be installed, so they can do all their controls and everything, since I think it's a one-day setup on controls for the fuel system. And then we did, Phil and I went over a budget meeting here a couple of weeks ago, and we did start on the 6 bays at a different location on the job site. We haven't got a state release on that yet, because that's being.
Was there a change order approved on changing the location of them 6 bays? I'm just curious.
There wasn't a change order
Okay.
approved, it's all done within the 4.8.
All right.
Yeah, we did it within the 4.8, so there's no additional.
I'm just curious, I mean,
things, yeah.
it seemed to me it'd be a bigger cost to you guys if you're more or less covering that.
Yes, we worked out how we're gonna do that, and.
Worked out with who?
Phil, the county representative.
Okay, but anything that's done for the county commissioners and the county should be ratified in a public meeting, and I can't emphasize what to in an open meeting, Todd. We got a lawyer sitting right here, your opinion on that, sir.
I think it falls within the budget.
It does.
That's what I'm hearing. And again, this wasn't on the agenda. I didn't prepare for it, but
Right.
I think it falls within the budget.
But it was it's a change of location and
So-
this and that and all. I'm just saying,
It would-
we follow procedures
Would it be
here,
any
and
different
I'm
if-
pushing for that.
Would it be a difference if it was like a receptacle, like it was a plug?
It could be.
So if they changed one from one wall to the other wall, would you want them to
I
come
mean,
in for change order?
I mean, we can all be buttholes or whatnot and get technical. I'm just asking, and I'm trying to, you know.
I'm just trying to understand, so when I go back and talk to April, I can explain to her your position on it.
Right.
For the
I
commission.
think knows what's going on.
Okay.
That's been an issue here, and I know the council's had an issue with it too, over this particular project. So, no offense against you, you're doing what you're directed to do. I just know the statutes and laws say that we need, as a board, we work as a board. I'm not saying I'm against anything. I'm asking questions over it. I need to be able to answer them. Because that don't only make me look like a fool, it makes you look like one too.
Shoot that, wear it.
When I can't answer. And they say, well, you're on the board. Well, when people's going behind everybody's back, you can't answer questions. Right, Phil?
I asked you, have you been out there, and you said you drove in?
I drove in, I sure did.
Is there any specific question you want to know about?
No, I just...
I mean, I've had, since Paul and I've been on this thing, okay?
Mhm.
And yes, we've had problems. And yes, I know there's a bunch of people wanting to create a monster here.
I won't be able to answer the
We've got a
questions.
building to build in a time frame that should have been done 6 months ago.
Well, I agree.
And that's what we're trying to get done.
Yep. Follow
And then we're
procedures
trying
on
to
the
work
way.
with the state, and the state don't just give him an answer in 5 minutes. You gotta wail in it. And then everything else complex. It's not an easy procedure. And I understand.
And that's part
what
of
I'm
the
asking. Is
problem.
there anything specifically you want to know?
And
Like
that's what
I
I
asked you
know.
about windows for the courthouse. You said no. I understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from because I went through the same thing. It's a problem. We've got a problem. Everything has to be done by the state and the statute.
Bingo. Follow
Okay?
procedures.
Now, at the same token, Tony, from this point, you don't have them answers in a book. And that man's been over backwards to get this thing going. And yes,
And
we've got-
I'm not dogging that end. I'm just dogging the end that the procedures is not properly followed.
Well, I'm
Can
unclear.
you be more specific? Because I
In
think-
general, Todd, you in general.
In general.
In general.
You never give an example, you never specific. You just make these things up. If you got.
The 100, this has been brought up before in the public meeting, $181,000 some change in stone should have been run through a change order process at the point in time, that you realize, that you guys trying to blame somebody else for not paying for it, okay. We should have put that in on a change order, cause it's above and beyond an expense.
It is in the process of.
But we done it. It should have been done prior to that.
You're right.
So
Should've.
fess up to the mistake and let's get the stuff and start proceeding in the
Okay.
properly procedural ways.
Okay, that change order should have been done a couple months ago and it wasn't.
It probably should have done way before a couple
Okay.
months ago.
So, does that solve anything? It's being done right now, it's on his.
Thank you for admitting
It's
that.
on
You
his-
told me to make a point to a
It's
specific.
on his desk. Now, if you have any other questions, I suggest you go to the project lead and call him up and ask him, because
Any action he takes on behalf of the commissioners needs to be ratified in an open public meeting.
absolutely not, because he's the project lead.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's your opinion.
If it's within the budget,
You want it?
Huh?
you want the job.
Give it to me, I'll do it.
God, no.
Here. Why you can't figure it all out?
All right, give it to me.
Take care of it.
And how can we be over budget on a 360
All right,
building that's only 285 feet long?
Nobody's over budget.
I'll take it, Phil. No problem. And I will report and I will make sure that everybody knows what's going on. Like my road.
Told us that you bartered 19 and a half acres because we're $400,000 and some change over budget. So which is it? You have a budget or not?
So
We're done.
where we at on everything else, like the asphalt and all that? I know Rick, that people moving and stuff.
Correct. Oh, back on the building.
Okay.
The foundation release, we just haven't got the building release for going on the start. Yeah,
You guys
so,
you need to vote on the change of the project manager before you continue. If Tony's gonna take over, it needs to be official. Yes. Please. Please.
Did he finish?
Let's let, yeah, he needs to finish.
Is he done?
No, he ain't done yet.
Okay, so I think before they ever get to that, I think this has to finish first.
Okay.
so the drawings are at the state to get the vertical construction going. They haven't been approved yet. We did get the foundation release though, so we have the foundation in. So as soon as we get the vertical construction, the contractor's already got the PO for building it, so we're just waiting on that to give it the green light.
Okay.
Based on the asphalt and the fencing, I know there was a issue, or not an issue, but a discussion about additional asphalt. We'll do it at the same time to not work around fencing if we, to make it
Makes good sense.
be a bad job. Okay, so that's where we're at on that, so we're just kind of limbo on that for.
Anybody else got any questions for Paul A. sitting here?
Is he the one that could explain why we're $409,000 over budget?
No, that would probably be out his wheelhouse on that.
And he would know about why it's 285 feet long and it's spec'd out at 360. We've like lost 75 feet that we've evidently paid for and we're still over budget on. That's not Paul's wheelhouse.
Well, the 285 was a fire code issue, which earlier I mentioned that we are building 6 days on the other side.
Okay, that makes good sense too. So it gets it down to under the square footage where we don't have to worry about spending extra money on a sprinkler system or whatever.
Yes, the sprinklers was never part of any discussion, so yeah. Plus it's an exterior building. Yeah, sprinklers was not an option, I guess.
Right.
So it allowed you to stay less than the square footage the state requires.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Nope. Somebody's got to make a motion if they want that.
Need to see you after the meeting. So, we need a recess. We're gonna have a,
Somebody can make a motion if they want to. Nobody's made a motion.
I'll be more than happy to take it over and get it off Bill's hands.
let me get finished with my stuff.
Okay.
Recess. State Board of Accounts is what?
We have to finish up the city thing first, so we'll recess
Recess.
and then come back.
Rick, can you come up here, man?
I believe these ladies with Blue River are probably waiting for you all.
Yes, but if we have to wait until after the recess, that's also okay.
I think you probably sign it and give it to you at this point. Right ahead.
We always bring copies just in case it's unheaded, not just so that if you're
appreciate you guys.
And all the documents outside at 2:30. And that's why I didn't do that. Because I always on this organization.
Today is the 21st.
What date is that?
We're right here.
Scan everything that's up there.
April 21st.
The book that comes. Do not forget.
Nice seeing you. Nice seeing you. Hope we didn't scare you off.
He'll get nothing.
Recording during the recess.
Yes. This
Yes.
is recording as well, so.
And this is, yeah, this is recording, and even when it was not hitting online very well. So this is all recorded, and I'll be able to go ahead and match it to whatever video. But we've had really bad reception.
April 7th, 20. There's something about, I think
And she acknowledged.
Yeah, there's your dad's. I just had to look it up. I wasn't sure because I knew it was listed, but I looked at the minutes. But it is in the minutes.
I think the important thing too is we can't, in kind of difference, we can't get approval, we can't tell the citizen, you're gonna give us $1,000 as an in-kind for the project, we can't say, well, let's take it for the road. I mean, what if that person wants to quietly put their money to the project? We can't make that public, you know, so I think in kind stuff, we just gotta, the gap is what's gonna be the in-kind. Somebody Phil's not probably.
Yeah.
It's Phil's. Yeah, but I mean, that's what the gap is.
Yeah.
Because 0.57 is 200,000. So.
Yeah, we need it right now.
I've got it all printed.
We need her.
Harry. What's your name? Langdon? Yeah.
Langdon, yeah.
And your dad was principal at West
He
Washington?
was back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, my dad was principal after that.
Oh, is
Robert
that right?
Ferguson, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I was, I think we moved like in maybe 72, 73, somewhere in there.
We got here in 76,
Okay.
I think.
Well, it could have been,
Something,
right?
yeah,
I mean, it could have been
76.
around that time.
He was principal of the high school.
Yeah.
High school.
That's what that was. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Rhonda Green, and I own Indiana Proud.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
And we're still live streaming. These are my mics.
Rhonda's our favorite problem child, but we like Rhonda's
He
good
likes
people.
me, but some
She's-
people don't.
She's good people.
I'm just trying to stay in the rules as much as I can.
I know. She dumped you into something.
Well, I'm here to call balls and strikes.
Right.
That's it.
Anyway, so what I'm going to do different today, because usually I just live stream it and go home and relax. But tonight, or today, I have a scanner. So all the papers that are up here, I can scan in real time and put online. And that's what I'm going to do after the meeting. All of these public records, I'm going to go ahead and scan in. Okay?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any.
No, there's nothing against that.
No,
There's
I'm
yeah.
just saying I don't know if there's anything that needs to be retracted or anything like. I have no idea
Oh,
because I haven't
well, no,
looked at them
the
all.
claims and payroll and all the signatures and minutes and even his notes may be a great thing to go ahead and do.
Yeah, I don't know about. That's up to them.
Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of up to me too.
So
it's gonna be.
I mean, you
yeah.
can always go and make a public records request, those kind of things to get
Right,
those.
right. So like I've already requested and received claims and payroll, and it cost me $1,000.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right, yeah, no, but no, the thing of it is, it should be public information anyway, and it should have been up online anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna argue that with you.
Oh, I was just
Right.
trying to understand where you're coming from. I'm not arguing
Right,
anything.
I'm running for auditor.
So
Running
is
for
there,
auditor.
is there a statute that requires that all those public records be made available online?
Oh, no, but
I didn't know if that's what you were
they've
saying.
done, yeah, what they've done, and I'm gonna have, because in effect, the documents are hard to deal with because they haven't been kept properly. You don't have dates and signatures. This is
I'm just
outside of
listening.
your,
I'm just listening. I'm not.
Just listening.
I'm just listening.
The documents that I got that I paid $1,000 for aren't organized, they don't have the signatures with the dates when they were signed. They're just kind of like blah. So by taking the scans here, after they've been signed by everybody present with video,
Again,
with it, no,
if
I
they
mean,
agree to
I'm
it,
just
that's
letting you,
okay.
I'm just letting you know.
No, it doesn't work that way, and you can't. I mean, I
Well,
appreciate what you're
I
saying.
know Tony wants it done.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I think if the commissioners as a whole agree to it, I think that's fine.
Okay.
But if they don't, then I think there's that. I hate it, right? It's silly that you have to go through that. I think it's that public records request that you have to go through to
Okay.
get them at that point.
What I'm gonna do.
But I'm not saying they won't agree. I'm just calling
Right.
balls and strikes.
Right. But I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know that's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna make
after
that
the meeting.
request at the end.
Right.
Okay.
And live stream.
Okay. I mean, you can make the right. Yeah, you can always make the request. I just
Right.
don't know what they're gonna do.
Right. We'll find out.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It'll be
That's all
fun.
I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else other than that.
As long as it's not make sure it's brushless. But anyway, the rest I think there's a chance, but I don't think it's a very big chance. Really no big chance.
What's up?
How you doing?
Living the dream.
Every day.
How are you? I'm Steve. I'm Paul. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I can't. I just keep rolling my hand.
That's pretty impressive. Knows I couldn't do that.
Well, I'm constantly asked. I can't remember what we done. So then I can scroll through there. Paul, you all right?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve, probably.
That's what I just told him. I said, I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream.
So you grew up in Campbellsburg?
I did not. No, we moved. I was probably 3 or 4 years old when we moved, but my brothers, I got a lot, most of my brothers are a lot older than I am. They had some fond memories. Yeah.
Buena Vista then?
It was, so, it's a two-story White House. If you're driving like to Spring Mill and Mitchell, it's on the left as you're going up, and it's just almost outside of Campbellsburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they used to call Campbellsburg, I was Buena Vista.
Oh, is that right?
Back
Yeah.
in the old-
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
I used to call it the garden spot of the world.
Oh, yeah. 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 No, my brothers have great memories from there. So it's fun for me up here.
It's a great area, really.
It really is. It really is. And so, we're always trying. So we bought John Mead's office, but we'd love to have a born and bred Washington County attorney to put there.
Tell you guys,
But I don't know anybody.
hired a girl,
Yeah, Paige.
Paige.
Yeah, we got her.
And I know her parents real well. I used to deal with them.
They're good people.
I was in the car business, worked up here Gills Drive for years. Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's
Yeah.
email.
So she's training up. She just passed the bar.
Yes, and I brought you.
Yes, I think it was last year. No, but I know I came up for her party. And my, at the end of the day, we want her up here.
Well, John, for years and years, was just kind of.
No, again, good guy.
Right.
John's a good guy.
Yep.
So, yeah. But, it's always fun for me. We go to Spring Mill all the time. And we have, Karen and I got 4 kids. They're all grown up now, but back in the day, that was an easy place to go
Oh, yeah.
and let them
Nice.
run
Turn
loose.
loose.
Just go.
Yep.
Go play.
We did the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you call home now?
Georgetown. Yes, I'm not too far. No. No, that's what they're wrong. Oh, Yellow Spray, make you drive. I care.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's right up the street.
Have a nice drive.
It's a great drive. Yeah.
I had been to Spring Mill for years.
Uh-huh.
Went there about 2 months ago. I was like,
It's a nice park. So we get up there, I bet you we get up there at least once a year, and we'll be in a shelter house or something, and all the family will come up and we'll hang out. It's always fun. Getting harder, kids getting older and getting married and going their own
So
way.
much, kids don't. That's why I tell my kids all the time. They want to sit in the house. This,
Oh, I can't take it.
I
I can't
said we
take
had
it.
to create our own fun. We couldn't just pull that up and play a game or whatever. We had to go out the yard.
Well, there's nothing better than tromping along in the woods.
No.
Take your mind off everything. For me, I get to Spring Mill. I don't get any service.
Yeah, you can't get your
You turkey hunt?
No, but I almost hit one coming up.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
They're on the move.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're on the move right now.
Yeah, they are everywhere.
You turkey hunt?
no, never had.
Are you out there murdering the turkeys?
I've got a bunch of them. I got the other day. I told Schellenberger, I said, hell, you don't have to go to the woods.
No, he'll come up right to your, yeah, right.
Go in the house, use the bathroom, coffee's in there.
Oh, yeah. I can't, I passed a bunch on the way, just down the field. One across the road in front of me, wasn't any hurry.
What is it? Turkey season?
I don't know. When is turkey season? I don't know when turkey season.
I told Schellenberger, anytime you want, shoot them.
Shoot 'em.
I think it's on right now.
Yeah, could be. They are out and about.
You know John.
Oh, yeah.
You know his son-in-law.
No.
He's an ER doctor.
I didn't know that.
He gets all the gunshots in Louisville, and he come out. I said, God, and he was going to do a deer.
Yeah.
Well, he come out. After he's shot, he lives in Greenville. Driving home, Crockett, CO, caught him. They impounded the goddamn deer.
Are you kidding?
No, that's a bullshit. They lost him. I mean, technically, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But
What are you gonna do?
5 minutes. That's what they.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he's a good one. John's just really good on that.
He comes out and looks on me all the time.
Does he?
Isaac comes out.
Yeah.
Jack Hoffman, Mike
Yeah,
Jones.
I haven't seen, so when I came up, I was in Clark County, and I used to know Jack pretty well.
Charlie Crawford, I finally found him. He's from Fort Wayne.
I was gonna say, I don't know him.
He was from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And they could see us all close. We used to meet every month. Compare notes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
So, we've never met, but
I love your shirt. Karen and I were just talking. We went to see Billy Joel and Elton John in Indianapolis.
you saw him both.
Yes, at the same concert. So one came out and played, then the other came out and played, and at the end they had dueling pianos. And they played, yeah, it was awesome.
I've seen him a couple times. He did a show with that thing.
I saw, where was that? Does that sound? It sounds like something I would have gone to had I known.
Yeah.
It was there. Yeah, this is like.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so my name is Nathan. With the Washington County Times.
Okay.
So I know that we were recently in talks about a potential sponsorship advertising.
Probably. Did you talk to Paige?
Yeah.
Okay. And I had a sit down with her. I had a sit down with her yesterday.
Okay.
And I couldn't make it. I had to be somewhere, Charlestown or something. But yeah, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to introduce myself and see if there were any.
Did you guys go to school together or something? Or?
Yes.
She's mentioned you multiple times.
She was our.
She says you do everything. You're everywhere, is what she said.
I am everywhere.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I mean, we're just a two-man outfit, so we kind of both wear multiple hats.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to because really at the end of the day, we've got John's little office, John's little office, and we'd love for this to be her home base. You know what I mean? And so we've been talking to her about maybe getting together I don't know, small group of professionals and things like that. I think she maybe have talked to you. I don't know.
I didn't realize she was.
But we've been talking about doing some of those things
Do you
up
want me
here
just to
just
sit up
to
here?
get her out in the community, get her known. And I know people probably know me, but it's making sure they know she's here.
She's always been.
You gave me one.
Has she?
And yeah, just a great person.
Oh, she's hysterical. She's hysterical, and she is 20 years younger than me and puts me in my place on a regular basis. So that's perfectly
I
fine.
can see that.
Oh, yeah, she does. She does.
So,
Yeah, no, she's good.
it was great meeting.
It's awesome to meet you too.
Reach out if you have any questions.
When I get back, if I can track her down, I'll tell her we ran into each other.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Right here. I'm just giving you this before the meeting. So, who's sitting here? Tony?
Did you know that was this, were you guys copied on this?
Board of Finance.
So you got it.
Yes. She needs But the last paragraph was, or next slide, you can read the whole thing. It just was like.
Yeah.
You made a mistake.
Is there any other council members like you above it here?
I'm not sure if he's going to be in that meeting. That's why I was saying.
Well, here, let me just. You can decide what you want.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I came back last night from.
So she had 7 days from probably April 10th or 11th. Yeah. I didn't either, but it's, in the same form in which they made, which I assume is not here.
Or do you want me to go ahead and sit there?
Commissioner.
Say it again.
Do you want me to sit right there now, or do you want me to go up in the audience for right now? I can sit right here. Taking a vacation with a small children. What is wrong with it? Thank God. We need more gingers in the world.
Just go on. That's up.
I'm trying to cipher that. What's going on? But the problem
No. I think it's completely separate. I believe that's right.
Of course. Well, that's what I tell you can trust that. Right. I think it's 200 plus. Have you started driving since? I got 180. I need to get it right. I can say with or something that's you just that's what the person. I'm not walking, you run over and jump on. No, that's probably but I just yeah. The providers love it. And she's their employees. So it's just one of those things. Maybe she has a this is the first time I've ever switched position. I didn't know her. That's the no. It's a different person. Well, part of we get internal meetings. Yeah. Oh, right. You need someone like to see what she's doing. The next thing you know, you're at 50 mics. These things, we used to have a difference. And then the other guy did too.
It sets a bad precedent. You know, Floyd County, if the media shows up for something, they always ask. They don't just do it. They always ask permission. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it sets a bad precedent. See, it's wrong or indifferent or anything. I just think it's such a bad precedent. That's what you got all this. Him objecting to the minutes. If there's a objection, I'm just trying to figure out what it is, right? Because you want to add your minutes, and you have a specific objection to it. What is it? Well, I don't want to try to put him on the place or anything.
I really don't know. If you want, that's best. I've seen things here. Just like back, she was there in such a streets that I haven't heard that coverage.
That's on her. Make your own decisions on that. So, if we had time for public comment, if you're going to do it, I guess that's what you do. It's kind of cheap.
Go ahead.
We have a right to say what they want.
Come to these meetings. You have to take anxiety medicine for these meetings.
And we got it. What is it? Or something. I'm going to say one of them made that motion.
Get the definition of rates.
The city.
It's where that for sale. That's going to be on she's conceptual. It's coming out, but I'll get in front of you guys.
That's what I told her. That's what I told her.
And I just come to the general side. There is an increase. Doesn't surprise you, right? Increase in rate. I'm surprised.
That's what I told her.
Just want to say where you have to providers, what's in network, what's in.
I think that would
Delta has done really well. Providers love them, and employees love them. They're just easy. So how do you live in the track? I like it. Closer to the start. I love the way. Closer, yeah, quick little 3-4 minute drive. It was nice. I mean, we had the horses, but we're up there. It's got a nice lake. About in the 7 acres. The 56, 60. Yeah. My farm market was coming last week. How many birds showed up?
Answer those questions.
Yeah, so I got 6. So
I got 7.
yeah, I have more doors put in. They got
In those situations, it got still.
No, I don't know what. Got me on the back of this one. I didn't know. There was one, little big black bug. That sucker got me.
Yeah, because I just smacked him. I was like, something about blood.
Yeah. What are they?
I don't know, but they're annoying.
I've never had one.
Those things look like they bite you. Well, I'll let you go.
All right, hey, Bill. Yeah. Jammer up there. All right. Gotcha. Yeah.
Somebody else has to.
They all interpret the law. Be back, have a judge.
You guys have been sitting here long enough.
Wait on Walmart to start cars.
Let me get the spark. That's out your wheelhouse there. Yeah.
That's what that's
Well, we've waited till 10:15 for the sale.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah, you can't, because this is recess, we gotta finish. And then it's away after that, just be cognizant of this. You can bring the meeting back, and you can vote contingent on the city being the highest bidder. There's nothing unethical, it's not unethical, it's okay.
So, can we?
I didn't know if the time issue. The other appointments you got, other meetings. here till, I've got till lunch. This going is at 11, you got to clear the gallery.
But we don't have to put the audience, it's not like everyone's still here, that kind of thing. Yep. Thank you.
Because the gallery has to be cleared for that to be over. And that's it. 20 minutes. I've been to those tax sales. You never know. You never know when you're going out or how long it's going to take.
You can go ahead and make a motion to city being.
All right, let's call it. Mark, would you? I can't turn this on.
Well, gentlemen, we're back, and ladies, we're back, and we have a recorded deed in the town, in the grant court in the name of the city of Salem. So, City of Salem.
That we waive the delinquent taxes for the property and move forward for the sake of time, since we will be filling the gallery with 2 other meetings here back to back.
Have a second?
Seeing that it's all legal now on their behalf, I was seconding.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get out of your way.
You too. There's no motion on the table.
We're 15 minutes late for another meeting here. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Nancy, you ready?
I would like to call to order the Washington County Board of Finance meeting for April 21st, 2026. I'll do roll call to the Board of Finance. Bill Marshall.
Aye.
Todd Ewing.
Here.
Tony Cardwell.
Here.
Nancy. I'm here. I'd like to welcome everyone else. Deposit $1 million will be maturing on the 1st of this year. I requested quotes from the following Washington County banks: First Savings Bank, First Savings Bank Wealth Management, Central Credit Union, First Harrison Bank, Beacon Credit Union, formerly known as Mid-Southern, and PNC Bank. I received quotes from every bank except PNC Bank. They did not respond to my email request for quotes. The options that look, if you look in your folders, the options that look most favorable for our county at this time are from First Savings Bank Wealth Management. First Savings Bank Wealth Management had a quote of 3.95 for 18 months and 24 months, which was higher than the other banks. Central Credit Union had a higher quote of 3.93 on 6 months,
and 4.07 on 12 months. Now, we do have 10 days before it actually matures, so the rates can still fluctuate. And what I usually do when we get closer to the day of the first, I call all the banks and get their updated quotes and then make my decision on who's the most favorable for us. I would like to open the floor of discussion so we can talk about what terms that we're going to do this $1 million for again in the future. So the floor is open.
Well, sticking with the pattern of our investments in these CDs as they come due, and the fact that we have a $1.25 million CD coming due in September of this year. I was on First Savings Bank at 3.9, and fund says 3.9, but that's fine. 3.95, we'll take it. 3.95, and renew that CD for 12 months. Would be my suggestion.
Well, since your credit unit's higher on the quote for 12 months at 4.07, if you wanted to do 12 months, the longer term rates is where First Bank's wealth management is higher than all the other banks for the 18 and 24 months. So you've got something on the table that you want to do it for 12 months this time?
What's it in now?
Well, if you look at your sheet that's
Right.
there, Tony,
Top one.
the top one that's in orange, it was a 12-month. A lot of times if the rates are higher, rates have been fluctuating so much. I mean, they were in the 5s, which was wonderful when we first started doing our investments, but now we have this catalyst where they're going up and down all the time. So,
So
we would have
currently
that.
it's 12-month CD that's coming up due, right?
Correct. It matures on May 1st.
Okay. And the higher rate for a 12-month is.
The Century for 12 months.
With Century for
But
12 months.
the other one's 3.95, and we could get it for 24 months. To log in that way.
Log in that rate, but
For
Accessibility and all that.
accessibility and all that.
Diversity spreading.
Diversity
The finances around with the county.
finances around with the county. I mean, I
Would
would
see that,
see that,
maybe we keep it.
maybe we keep it a 12-month and invest whichever bank's the highest for us.
and like Todd mentioned, we do have another one for 1.25 million that will mature in September of this year also.
Which is also a 12 month.
No, it's a 24 month.
9, 20. Oh, yes, okay. Will we have another meeting between now and then to take care of that one?
Yes, I always have a meeting with finance before investment matures.
Okay.
And again, like I said, the rates could change between the 10 days that we're in. And I will follow up with all the banks, but I just want to get an idea from the Board of Finance what term we're wanting to use, and then I'll follow up with you all via email if the rates have changed and let you know what bank I'm going with based on that term and the highest rate that's available 10 days from now.
Okay, I'll just make a motion to do what we've done the past 5 or 6 years, and we allow the president of the Board of Finance, which is Nancy Coates, the treasurer, at her discretion to pull the trigger on a 12-month CD at the highest rate.
I agree.
I agree too.
So we've got 2 seconds. Any further discussion for doing a 12-month term, and we'll do it for the highest rate that's available 10 days from now? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes to accept a 12-month investment at the best rate possible. My meeting's going to be pretty short and sweet, but are there any other items that need to be discussed today?
I think you've done a great job.
Okay. I will accept a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Nancy.
It's pretty much
Yeah.
If you want to send this with me,
I'll be happy to. I'd
let's
love
send
to.
it. I'll be there tomorrow, okay?
What time's it now?
About 9.
Okay, I'll be
Just
there.
meet me out there.
You want me to bring you a cup of coffee?
Make a trip to there.
Okay.
If you don't care.
I'll be there.
All right. No, I'm getting ready right now. I've transferred it over to my phone, so we're still live streaming. Okay. Right, and do you need me to hold it for you? Yeah. And so I need to go over, I need to take this off. Should I come get a close-up or stay back? Yeah, come over and get a close-up. Because it's a how-to too, right? Oh, yeah. Right. So, the way this works.
How are you?
The way this works is that it gets put into this. All right, I turn it on. I open it the most awkward way possible. Okay. Right? And then I take this.
Can I ask what you're doing?
I'm going to scan papers for Tony when he gets back.
I explained that you can make an open records request or the commissioners can vote on that, but nobody here made a motion for that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how easy it is to do. I'm going to show, I'm not actually scanning documents yet.
Man, I'm so sorry, and I don't mean to be, I just got to call balls and strikes. This is the commissioner's space, or the council when they're up here, or whoever
This is the
governing
people's
body is.
space. This is the
And
people's
so,
space.
if they vote on it, it's completely proper. But nobody ever made a motion, there's been no vote on it, and then that meeting was adjourned. I just don't think it's proper this time. It may be proper the next meeting, if it's up on the agenda and there's a vote taken, but I don't.
So what we're going to do is I'm showing how easy it is. So I've hooked this up. No, I'm demonstrating here on the desk.
If it's on the agenda and they vote on it and it's proper, then I think you should go ahead and do that, but there was no.
I can scan the documents that you've signed or not signed right there, that he's signing right there, the claims and documents.
Ma'am, if you want to make a public records request, I think that's completely proper, but they've got an SBOA meeting coming up. There may be things they want to discuss, and it's just interfering. But at the next meeting, if it's on the agenda and there's a vote taken and the body says, yes, that's completely proper for you to do that, then you can do that. But until then, I don't think you can just.
You've actually kept me a lot longer than I needed to be kept. I'm just explaining, this is how it works. This is a how-to.
I'm just trying to explain that it's not proper for you to do that right now.
I'm just showing.
I understand.
That's how it works. I'm not scanning anything in. I'm just showing.
Can you show? I'm so sorry, but can you show over there? Is that okay?
I'm almost done.
So that's a no?
I'm standing here in the building that our public paid for.
And I appreciate that. I'm a patriot just like you are.
Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not.
I haven't said anything negative or condemning against you at all.
Right.
I love you. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I just think we got to, it's been said multiple times in this meeting, we got to follow the proper procedure. And the proper procedure has not been followed. So if we follow the proper procedure, which is very, very important, I think we can get done what you want to get done. But not until these folks get a chance to vote on it. And it's the same thing for the mics that you put up here. I appreciate what you're doing. But unless somebody has said it's proper to have these mics up here, it's not proper.
I think the First Amendment of the Constitution covers that part.
Yeah.
It actually can be recorded.
It absolutely can be recorded, and it is being recorded. Because the state requires it to be recorded as well. And if you want to record from back there, that's completely proper. And I'm not speaking for these three, because that's not my job, but I just know as an attorney, there has to be some boundaries set, and there's got to be some permissions requested.
Are you giving him? Yeah, I am.
Your answer may be yes or no. I have no idea.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Just as a member of the public,
Just step up and start doing things without asking the board.
as a member of the public, I have a question for you. Do you take exception to her microphones being up here on the dais, on the shelf?
Without permission? Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should ask permission.
Okay, so one of the reasons those microphones are up here is you might notice that there is a lack of participation amongst the members of the board to point the microphones that are provided through this PA system at their mouths. And so members of the public who have disabilities, like my husband who can barely walk, is at home trying to listen to the meetings. And because of the lack of compliance and participation by public officials, and trying not to read too unkindly into it, but it does prevent members of the public from doing so.
And you know what? I would wholeheartedly agree with you. My brother Tom was paralyzed from the waist down. Couldn't get out. Could never participate in something like this.
It's terrible.
My heart goes out to you. It really does. God bless you, because I can't imagine how hard that is.
So,
having said that, in an open, when they take public comment, that's the time to come up and say, hey, we can't, my husband's at home and he can't hear. Can you please move the mics closer so we can?
We have asked, I would invite you to look at previous recordings of the meetings. As you know, they're on Washington County, Indiana, on the YouTube channel for the live streamed. Rhonda has been exceptionally faithful throughout the years at doing what the government itself refused to do, which was to provide recordings of the meetings to make sure that we have a faithful record of what happens in the county. And you will find that time after time, even after members of the public, myself specifically, others as well, have asked for people to point the microphones.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, any of it. What I'm saying is, I've heard time and time again at the meeting today, we've got to follow procedure.
What is the consequence for public officials who fail to participate in the recording? Well, actually, you kept interrupting me until I finally gave up, but go ahead.
But we got to follow procedure. And I think if what we do is put it on the agenda.
I think the procedure is the First Amendment of the Constitution and the scrutiny under which public officials place themselves when they seek office.
So you think you can walk into Congress and walk right up as they're taking a vote and walk in the middle of it?
I didn't walk up when they were
You
taking
cannot do that. Right, because there are places for that, and there's a proper procedure to follow. Just walking up and starting to do things.
And then the Congress puts their documents up online. This body does not do that.
If you have public comment, make public comment.
No, it's not. I mean, it's after the meeting. It's been closed.
Right.
Both of them.
That's fine.
I'm coming up here just to show how easy it is to set up the scanner. I haven't scanned anything.
The niceties would be to request first, commissioners as a whole, is it okay if I come up and do this? I just think that's the proper way to handle it. And you got
well, during a commissioner's meeting, perhaps, but it's no longer a commissioner's meeting.
It's no longer a commissioner's meeting.
Well, you don't have the run of a public place as they're getting ready for now a state board of accounts meeting.
Is this
what you're doing?
That's something I need to stay for.
You can't.
You kept me long enough. That's good. No, I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff up because I really do need to be here for the State Board of Accounts.
I'm not sure you can be. I think it's a closed meeting, but I appreciate where you're coming from.
Is it a closed meeting?
Yeah.
That's on video too.
Well, talk to the state government. They're the ones that set the rules for these.
You're not landing on all four wheels. I'm sorry. I know that you got into a situation that you don't know about, and I understand that, but you know, you keep, I understand you have no idea what's going on.
We've had several news stations here. I mean, they always waste stuff.
You should make them ask permission first before they.
No, it is not.
There,
It's state law.
and there is no yeah.
I think it's not. So it can be intrusive. It can be intrusive to the body. Because what if everybody put mics up here?
Then we would have more records of the actions of public officials, and that's a good thing.
And that you three wouldn't say, yeah, this is completely proper. I'm not saying that. That's not the point. My point is there's a proper procedure for it. And that proper procedure hasn't been.
What proper procedure is that? Please cite the law.
You are. I know, that's what I'm saying. Put it on the agenda.
No, wait. Is there an existing?
Have comment, and then the body takes the vote on whether, because there's probably some parameters.
Is there an existing state statute which governs the presence of these consumer or citizen-owned microphones? There is no rule in Indiana? Yes.
This body can set the rules for their meeting.
Well, there has never been a previous law set. I am unaware of any motion that's ever been made to accept or deny.
So put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
No, I disagree with that. There is no reason why we should be asking for permission to Yeah.
All the recording stuff needs to be in.
Here.
You just had a journalism.
So do you guys?
Yeah.
Is this open to the public?
It is not. Ours is
Okay. Give me a chance. He took us.
that it cannot be recorded.
Okay. Well, we won't be recording. Yeah, we won't be recording it. We'll be exiting the room, actually. Correct. We all have to leave. And there's no observation nor recording, correctly?
Confidential meeting, our reports are filed.
That is okay. We're all leaving. We're all.
I'm trying to get away in a timely manner, and that is not going to happen.
I apologize, ma'am.
No, well, no, don't apologize. Just remember. Just remember what happened. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And accordingly.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm saying,
Well, so the meeting was had to be adjourned, but we had a recess meeting because we had to wait for them to come back from the city. The 11 o'clock is a hard start.
I understand. I'm just asking, where's that lady now?
You can talk to us after, before the council.
So do you know how long this will last? Like,
I have no idea. Depends on how many questions come up there. 30 minutes will be an hour.
so somebody can get in the conference and come back?
That's the best they can give you.
I got it.
Yes, you got a number. Go ahead. Thank you.
Almost there. Oh, I can do that. Oh.
We always stand there on the phone boat.
I got a lot of wires and stuff I have to put up.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
I don't do good camera work. I'm sorry.
No,
Your horizon line is gonna
All right.
falter.
Let me go ahead and take that. I'm going to turn off the video now.
I think we should go get some coffee. What do you think?
Oh, Jesus. Something. Is the bourbon bar open? Not yet. Fun City. Oh, so much